This is the BK Lounge Podcast. Welcome to laughs, love, and crazy debates by your two favorite hosts, Burt and Kenny. Join us in talks about military life, relationships, golf life, and so much more. Your new favorite place to come hang out on Sundays. Introducing the BK Lounge Podcast, a Burt's Beat Studios production. And now your hosts, Burt and Kenny.
Well, hello.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
How is everyone doing? Did you guys miss us?
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. We're both sitting here on our phones.
Yeah.
Looking crazy. How was everyone's weekend? Mine was good.
Mine was stupendous. A lot of sarcasm.
Yeah. No. Hope everybody had a good week/weekend. I know that we aren't posting this or live on our normal day, which for those that are watching now, hello and welcome back.
Welcome in. Yeah, episode 11.
And for the people that are going to listen probably either tomorrow or throughout the week, sorry for the delay. We had a bit of a backup.
Busy weekend, some delays, some issues, some
Correct.
Some stuff and things.
Some stuff and things.
11.
Yeah.
Our first Monday episode.
Our Monday episode. But yeah, you want to recap?
I would love to, Kenny. I would absolutely love to. So last week, we talked about a little bit of snow that came in to the Charlotte area. We talked about our little date night to Costco.
Yep.
And some Costco dogs.
Yep.
Kenny's dogs on the Costco couch checking it out.
These are my feet dogs.
Yes.
Not my hot dog.
Not her hot dog. She ate her hot dog. She put her dogs on the Costco couch. And we don't have it yet. Still haven't made a decision yet if we're going to end up getting it or not. But a little bit of that last week. We talked about my weekend that was coming up this past weekend as to why we were not here.
I was here.
You were here. You talked about the crazy week that you had at work.
Yep.
Being your managerial self.
Yep.
Firewoman.
Firewoman. Yep.
Fire lady.
Yeah.
Fire miss. Excuse me.
There's one of me.
There's one of you.
Yep.
Yep.
No, yeah. It was a bad week.
It was. And then right as I'm about to leave for Vermont, the day I left, it was 72 degrees here.
Yeah. We had snow, and then the past couple of days and this week are going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And I got to Vermont, and it was 5 degrees on Friday evening.
Yep.
And it was snowing.
My brother just got a foot of snow.
Did he?
Yep.
Dang.
He sent a video today. He was plowing. It was crazy.
Yeah, well, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy the snow or the cold weather whatsoever. It was terrible.
Yeah, I played golf in just a polo today.
Needs to stay warm.
Needs to stay warm.
No more cold, freezing temperatures. No more snow. I'm over it.
You're over it.
I came to the South to get away from it.
Yeah. But it's gone. You're not dealing with what you were dealing with before.
No, but still, I don't want freezing temperatures and snow.
Yeah. Understandable.
I don't want it. I ain't got time for that.
You don't got time for that.
I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. Whatsoever.
No. Absolutely not.
Well, shall we jump into 11?
11?
11.
11.
11 on our Monday episode?
11 on our Monday?
Monday. I feel like that's how people from Winooski say the days of the week. Like my mom. My grandma used to say like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Now you're being not nice. We're not starting this episode with you being rotten.
I'm not saying it's rotten. I just feel like that's how people, like we used to have a chief on base who was also from Winooski. Same thing. He's like, hey, don't forget we got a Wednesday meeting and a Thursday this. And he was also from
Well, that's like my dad.
Winooski.
My dad says like idea.
That's my mom puts an hour on everything.
Yeah.
Like, she used to say toilet, but it'd be toilet.
Yeah.
And it's just like, where's
that R coming?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
People have noticed that are watching and that will either watch on YouTube, but your face is naked.
My face is naked, yes. I did have to shave.
He was rocking a mustache before he left, and I told him it looked absurd.
Yeah, she goes, did they cut your mustache? And I was like, yeah, they trimmed it up. Why? And she's like, what did you say? I look like a villain from some cartoon?
Yeah, it was, now I'm going to forget it. Yeah, it was the bad guy in Lazy Town.
I don't even know what the hell Lazy Town is.
Yeah, Lazy Town. He has like a pencil-thin mustache that was like skinny and long and goes to like the corner of his mouth. And it sits like above your lip, so the space between your mustache and your lip. Yeah. You were freaking me out.
Yeah, you didn't have to really say much more, and I showered and shaved it off.
Yep.
Got the picture. Wasn't like, oh, your hair looks nice, and oh, you look so handsome without a beard. It was, you look like a villain from a cartoon. You're freaking me out. High five.
We didn't high five.
Right, but like the whole idea behind it was
Bring it in.
Champ.
Yep. Pal.
Yeah. But no, I had to shave because I went up for a drill weekend for the Air National Guard. And before I got off of active duty, I kept a mustache. And at first, Jensen hated it. Freaky, creepy, dirty. You're creeping me out. It's disgusting. It's nasty. And then she ended up liking it.
I never said it was nasty. I'm not like, oh, yeah, it's so
Come
disgusting and nasty to me.
Come on, you hated it.
I hated it.
And then you loved it.
I went through my own era of enjoying the mustache. Why you gotta get so butthurt about
I'm not butthurt.
Come on.
I'm not butthurt, but it was like, I get my hair cut, I get a clean shave, and then you're just like, you're a creepy cartoon character.
I never said that. I was like, you're freaking me out. You look like the guy from Lazy Town with your weird mustache.
So now that I most likely
It has
don't
nothing to do with how you look.
Well, it's on my face.
Yeah, and it was a choice. And guess what the choice was? Shave it off, and then you're fine.
Yeah, I guess. But now that I most likely don't have to go back up for a long period of time,
Yep.
do I just grow a mustache back? Do I
No.
grow my beard back? Do I stay clean shaven? What do I do?
Why would you just grow your mustache out?
Because I had just a mustache for the longest time and you enjoyed it.
Because you had to. You weren't allowed to grow anything else. Now you're able to grow. Before, for a long time, you couldn't grow a beard.
Well, I never had the opportunity to grow a beard.
There were times where you could grow them out and it was
what,
patchy.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't grow a beard in 2 weeks.
It wasn't I'm not saying a full beard, but when it would come in, it was all over the place.
Yeah. So you're saying bring back the beard?
Yeah, I would prefer you to bring back the beard than just the mustache.
Or just clean shaven?
The clean shaven's fine. It's going to take a while for me to get used to it.
Yeah, the beard probably will just come back because it's easier.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's the only reason I kept a mustache in the military it was one less place I had to shave every single day.
That's crazy to me. That's crazy.
One less spot I had to shave.
It's literally like 3 inches long compared to the rest of your face. You're that lazy? No.
Well, it's true.
That's crazy.
When you have to shave every single day, that little bit is just perfect. Great.
No.
What do you know about shaving your face?
Don't worry about me shaving my face. Don't worry about me shaving my face and where I get lazy with shaving my face. That's ridiculous. But no, I'm still getting used to looking at you. It's like you're somebody else.
Your phrasing is always hilarious to me.
I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, so tell us about your weekend in Vermont.
So, as most of you know, I've been in for a hot minute, having some serious, semi-serious medical stuff going on that I finally decided to focus on when I got off of active duty and moved down here. And I have a VA disability rating, so the VA is paying me for some of my health issues and helping out with finances there. And it was made known by doctors that it'd be the best thing for me to get out of the military, for the attached issues to continue to work on, get better, get the health care that I need. And we kind of touched upon it in last episode a little bit, but it's been a little bit of a challenge to kind of figure out how to navigate getting out of the military the right way, making sure I have benefits and so on and so forth. So this weekend I went up and I flew in late Friday night, went on base on Saturday, and pretty much was in meetings all day about the process to get out, whether it's a medical retirement push or a general separation or an early separation. And there was a lot of good information that, finally came to light this weekend that, gave us some hope in the sense of getting to that end goal of getting out and focusing on my health and the life that, we're trying to build. So it was a good weekend. It was very nerve-wracking at times because, one person may say this and the other person might say that, and oh yeah, this is our plan, but things quickly can derail for anybody who's been in the military and knows that. But it's looking good. It's looking like we're going to end up pushing for a medical retirement, which will give me some extra benefits, and then hopefully, us some future benefits in the future. But we're kind of taking it day by day and trying to figure out the best way of getting out and making sure I don't miss any benefits.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
But I was supposed to fly out Sunday morning, right at 7 a.m., and I got to the airport. Vermont TSA is super easy.
Mm-hmm.
Got in, had a little breakfast, board the plane, sit down. They're like, hey, it'll be about 15 minutes. We have to de-ice the aircraft. We never pushed back from the gate. And I was like, okay, there's no de-icer coming. And then the pilot comes on. He's like, hey, we've got a message that's popping up on one of our computers. We're trying to reset the computer to see if it'll go away. 10 minutes later, he comes back on. He's like, yeah, it keeps coming on and going off and coming on and going off. It does go away eventually, but, we're going to have local maintenance look at it. And what we're going to do is we're going to deboard you all. And this lady next to me was pissed. Older woman, just absolutely pissed.
She had somewhere she needed to be.
She needed to be in Charlotte for something, whether it was a connection or she lived here or what. But she was like, and got kind of loud with it. And she was like, well, if it's going away, why can't we just fly? And
newsflash, lady, we just had a plane crash.
She looks at me for some backup, and I kind of cocked my head back, and I was like, do you watch the news? And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, this aircraft collided with a helicopter. She goes, well, he didn't give us any context. It could be for the weather, for all we know.
And what about the one that just went down in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what you're looking for here, lady, for me to be like, yeah, don't listen to the computers. Fly us 2 hours with whatever the message is popping up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, lady, you are out of your mind. And this flight was packed, like not an open seat. So we deboard. The gate agent's like, yeah, we'll probably have an update in like 10 to 15 minutes. Just hang out. So I'm like just standing by the gate thinking it's going to be quick. Hour 45 goes by, 0 update. She's like, hey, everybody, no update. I'll have another update in probably about 10 minutes. Another hour goes by. And she's like, hey, we just got word that, they need to have it needs a part, and they're going to fly the part into Burlington today. So it's going to be heavily delayed. And I was like, okay. And then, of course, everyone bum rushes the single woman at the podium because a lot of people had connections. Mm-hmm. And everyone was trying to get rebooked, and there were like 0 flights leaving Burlington yesterday for some reason. There was one to Newark and one to Washington, and those were booked. Completely booked. So I couldn't even get on one of those and connect to here through them. And so she's like, yep, as of right now, it has a scheduled departure time of 6 p.m. And this was at like 11 that we got this news. So my parents live like 10 minutes away. And so I was like, hey, can I leave and come back? and just come back through security? She's like, yep, absolutely, no problem. So I leave security. My dad picks me up. We drive the 15 minutes, 10 minutes back to the house, and I get an alert on my phone that the flight has now been delayed to the 7 a.m. the following morning. And it's like, baggage will be available at the carousel. And it's like, as soon as I sit down from leaving the airport, I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. I'm exhausted. I'm annoyed. I just want to get home. So then I go back, grab my bag, go back to my parents. And it was a little bit of a rigmarole, but
I was sleeping the whole time.
yeah, Kenny was like, oh no, you're not going to be here till the next day? Oh, shoot, that's terrible.
Why are you villainizing me?
I'm not, it's a joke. Because I know you enjoy your time when I'm not here.
I do.
That's why I'm saying, like, yes, you were feeling, upset and sad for me, but you yourself weren't sad or upset.
No.
And that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, no.
But then today's flight, I check in and she's like, oh, what seat do you want? And I was like, oh, I think I already have a seat. But she's like, yeah, there's only 16 people on this flight. Pick a seat.
Give me the one closest to the front.
Yeah, and she's like, I can put you all the way up at the front with, a bunch of leg room. There's nobody next to you. I was like, yeah, sure. And then, boarded, no problems, de-iced, took off. But the flights to Charlotte from Charlotte were very bumpy. No in-flight service.
Really?
No cookies. Was very disappointed.
No cookies? No DC?
No DC.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I would have been pissed.
Yeah, the guy next to me was like, he had the front seat headrest in his right hand, and then he was holding on to like the lower part of the seat and was just like death gripping it. I love turbulence.
No.
The bigger the drop, the better it is. I love it.
You're sick in your brain.
I love it. Turbulence is great.
No, I would probably have been in the fetal position. I hate turbulence. I'm an easy flyer. I don't love it. I don't love flying. Like, the thought of flying, I'm like, yeah, whatever. But then I get on a plane and I'm like, we're trapped.
Yeah.
We're trapped in the sky.
In a little tube.
In a tube.
And I'll tell you what, leaving here, after like everything that's happened with flights lately, I can't lie, I was like, this is, kind of eerie, because you never think about it.
No.
You never think like, oh yeah, this can just go down or collide with something else. Like, you never think it could happen to you. Like, nobody in that helicopter or that plane thought, yeah, there's a chance today that we collide with something.
And like, right now, to be honest, is probably the safest it's going to be for a little while.
Right, because everyone's absolutely on edge.
Yeah.
Absolutely on edge.
So it's just like, it's just like any other massive airline issue.
Yeah.
No, like, we can say, like, 9/11, flying for that year was the safest it probably ever was at that point.
Right.
Which is crazy.
And it's very unfortunate that it takes the loss of life and a terror attack. But again, it's a changing of the times. It's a changing of the world, and it sucks again that now people are extra vigilant, whether it's air traffic controllers, pilots, ground crew, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But no, I love turbulence.
No.
Love turbulence. Again, like the bigger like the bump up and like the altitude drop. Oh, that is the best part. Where like your hands like free flowing go up.
No.
I love that.
No, I'd rather no.
But I hate roller coasters that go upside down.
Yeah, you don't make much sense to anybody.
Right. But I think why I got so comfortable with turbulence was when I flew in the fighter jet, in the F-16. When I got to fly in that. Because that was scary as all hell.
Well, yeah.
Very scary.
Yeah. Did you see that one just crashed too?
Yeah. Just right on that road, it just burned everything.
He ejected himself out?
Oh, the F-35, yeah. F-35s are having a little bit of problems lately.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't understand, like, how right now there's so many issues, because we just had one in Charlotte a couple weeks ago where somebody was stuck in the, like...
Oh, the wheel well.
Wheel well.
Yep. The landing gear, yeah.
Two people
Yeah.
just were found in the same situation on a JetBlue flight.
It's crazy.
In
Like,
Fort
how are
Lauderdale.
these people getting on the tarmac
But
and not being noticed?
I don't understand.
Also, how do they survive? Because up at that altitude, at that speed, it is frigid cold.
No, they don't.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They don't. Which, like, That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, a lot of like bad stuff happening. My family is flying down in different spurts in the next month or so. But like we were just talking about the same issue. My brother-in-law was like, I don't want to fly.
Yeah.
And I was like, understandable.
Right.
Because of the circumstances, but like it's safe, like it's still safe. Like
Right.
those are like 1 in a billion.
Right. And I
Like-
also think of like the flights that just disappear.
What?
Like the Malaysian flights. Or like some of the flights that have gone up to like go across, the world. They
Whoa.
never land. They lose them on air traffic control because there's certain parts of the world where you go over open bodies of water and no air traffic control is tracking you.
Well, can't talk about it.
And they just disappear.
I'm gonna start getting the heebies.
I like it's terrible, but like those documentaries and those TV shows of like theories of where they went is absolutely insane.
Yeah, we can't talk about it anymore, I don't think.
But literally, you just think you're going to Japan or anywhere, Malaysia,
Are you looking at me in my eyes when
and you
I
just disappear.
when I say that I don't think we should talk about it anymore?
But it
'Cause
also
it's
makes
freaking me out.
It also makes me think of that show Lost,
I don't care.
or that Manifest show where they actually like go back in time, or like the plane lands and it's like it's been 25 years since this plane took off. That's crazy.
Cut it out.
Do you think I could land a?
No. I don't.
I think if I was coached through it, I could land it.
I don't think you could.
Thanks for your boost of I think you could.
No, you couldn't. No, I couldn't. I couldn't. No. I could not land a plane. Me? I would be in the front. I would be looking out and I'd be like, this is too much.
Yeah, that would definitely be a lot.
No, I couldn't do it. You couldn't do it either. I don't care what anyone says.
Oh shoot! What's next on the agenda? We'll stop talking about crazy airplane scenarios. But like, it's terrible. Like, I feel horrible, and everyone's speculating. It's like, oh, that helicopter pilot purposely did it.
It's
There
like
was
and like
miscommunication.
you can further explain that because you've worked on a military base, and a lot of military, at least Air Force bases are like connected to some sort of airstrip that is either an airport
Right.
or it's private or whatever it might be. And like nobody talks about it, but there are probably thousands of close calls.
Yeah, near misses happen constantly. Like when I was flying here today, I was looking out the window and I saw, 3 different planes just in like our area. Everyone's at different altitudes and, they're in their, sky lane, if you will. But it's like, if an air traffic controller is not paying attention or a pilot's not paying attention and goes to a different altitude or doesn't hear, like, it's scary. Well, no, like, I've got my thoughts on what happened with that collision. But again, like, it doesn't help to speculate. And people who are like slandering either like the civilian pilot or the military pilot or the air traffic controller, it's like, listen, you can have your thoughts, but like, just chill out. Mm-hmm. Chill out, let the investigation happen. And then people are like, oh, if it was the government's fault, they're going to cover it up. And it's like, Jesus, like, people died. People lost their lives flying to a destination. Military personnel died doing their job in our own country. Children, like, absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
And for people to slander them or the people that were in control of that. And again, if that military pilot had some gross misconduct and, didn't listen to the air traffic controller or, heaven forbid, was on some substance, yeah, that's horrible. And that person shouldn't have been flying. Again, completely speculation. But let's wait until the facts come out.
Right. No, yeah. It's honestly a terrible situation, and honestly, it's unfortunate that things like that happen, and when they do, it puts a lot of stuff into perspective.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially just like flying and understanding the jobs, and like there's a lot of hands in that bucket.
Right.
Like there's so many people that are a part of that.
You know what? One thing scares me the more than like a collision is just general maintenance. Because if you really think when a plane lands here in Charlotte from Burlington, that plane was going to Florida and then possibly Florida back to Charlotte. Like it, and I know they do checks and all that kind of stuff, but like Just like general maintenance on these aircraft scares me the most.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that I can't think about that.
Yeah,
The more that I think about it, I'm like,
and
no.
and on the way up to Vermont, it was dark out. I was sitting on a wing and it was raining.
Ugh.
So like the light from the wing and the rain and the turbulence, I was like, all right, just enjoy the turbulence. Like, don't think too much into this right now. And I did.
No.
Wish I had a DC. I was balancing with a Biscoff cookie. I did ask the stewardess today. I was like, hey, can I grab an extra cookie? And you know what she did? She gave me 3 packs.
You're an animal.
3 packs of Biscoffs.
Like, what?
Let's start my day with some Biscoffs.
That's crazy.
I did eat the skinny pancake both mornings. It was delicious.
What'd you have?
The first morning I had a bacon, cheddar, veggie crepe.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious. And then this morning I had a breakfast sandwich from them.
I like the Pooh Bear.
What one's that?
There's honey, butter, and then confectionery sugar
Oh, yeah. They make a good crepe.
with maple syrup.
Yep.
So good.
Yep. And it's the only restaurant. They
Yeah.
have 2 in there now.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Because this morning I was walking around. I was like, oh, they have another restaurant on this side. And it's just another skinny pancake.
No, yeah, it's only skinny pancake in there.
And the crazy part is like I think when we fly out of Charlotte and we get breakfast at like these restaurants, it's so like fake. Like it's the nastiest. It reminds me of like hotel breakfast at these restaurants.
Yeah.
But going like eating out of the skinny pancake in Vermont, I'm like, this is like real food.
Right.
It's very good.
But like, you also like enjoy that.
Yeah, I love that.
I hate that.
I love that.
And like prime example is when we just flew back here from Florida a couple weeks ago. We were like breakfast, and you were like, "Well, we can just have breakfast in the airport." And I was like, "There's an opportunity for us to not do that, and I choose for us to not."
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It was just busy. We couldn't find a spot.
Yeah. Well, plan for it, but you were probably just preparing to eat inside.
Yeah, I mean, I'll eat at a restaurant. I don't care, but I also don't really have any bad things about eating at the airport either. Again, you're going to get a crappier meal for more money.
Yeah.
But I don't,
That's a waste. And we're on a budget.
We are on a budget. We are on a budget.
So why would we spend more money for lower quality?
Yep, you're right. You're right.
Bring it in. Bring it in here. Yep.
So how was your weekend alone? Don't get too excited. Don't throw a little mini parade in here, but tell us about your weekend alone.
It was incredible, and I wish it happened more often.
Oh my God.
I'm being honest with you.
And honesty is best. I just think of all the times when we weren't together and you're like, oh, I wish you were here. I miss you.
There's a such thing as too much time together.
Okay. Tell us about your weekend.
I just enjoy coming home and it just being me every once in a while.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I enjoy coming home to you. It's the same thing. But I also like the opportunity to come home alone, deal with the dogs, change my clothes, kind of meep around, and then be like, oh, he's coming home. Not like, oh, I'm going to walk through the door. You're going to be here every single day at the same time, in the same place, in the same clothes.
I'm not in this. What'd you do this weekend? Anything?
Me? I started Game of Thrones.
Yeah, she told me that, and I was like, what?
That is so crazy.
Yeah, I've never watched it. I think it's the timeline and like the era of it is just not my style.
It's vulgar.
Yeah, I hear there's a lot of vulgarities and a lot of like sex in it.
A lot of sex, a lot of nudity, a lot of vulgar, a lot of bad things. But we don't live in that era. It's history. I love the imp.
The what?
The imp.
Is that a person or something?
Anybody that has watched Game of Thrones, you know who it is.
Do you think I would like it if I watched it with you?
Yeah, I do. The imp he's the dwarf of the family. He's a small person.
But you've already watched one season.
Yep.
In one weekend.
Yep. No, it was so good. But no, I worked. I worked on Friday. I had inventory. And then on Saturday, I also worked. But it's been nice weather, so the club has been pretty busy.
Yep.
But other than that, I've been kind of just vegging out, enjoying my alone time. Watching Game of Thrones.
Yep.
Doing some schoolwork.
Yep.
Finishing my school.
That's good. Good weekend
and I've cleaned a little bit.
Yeah.
Did some laundry.
Yep.
Had a lot of laundry. It was overwhelming. A lot of laundry.
A lot of laundry.
And yeah, so I did that and enjoyed my coffee alone.
You make it seem like as soon as you're home, like you just put one of those like kid like saddles on your side and I just hop on and I'm just
That's not true.
everywhere you go.
So it's not that we have a small house, but we have a house where there's really true like no space that could separate us. So you can be in here and streaming and I get home. I could be in the shower, I could be in the bedroom, I could be in the living room, I could be on the back porch. I'm listening to you scream in here.
Part of the job.
Yeah, it's part of the job, but a lot of the times when you aren't streaming, what you do, you walk your way up there. Hi. Okay, hi. Like, if you're not streaming, you're with me. And if you aren't with me, you're streaming. So either way, you're yelling. It's either in my face or in this room.
My gosh. Dramatic.
You speak loud.
Yelling in your face.
Yelling in my face.
Oh my god.
But no, it was nice. And I've said that before, and I wish it happened more. It's just like, you go and run your errands around the time that I get home from work. Not because I don't want to see you, but because I just need some time alone.
Yep.
But you don't do very good at that.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, it was very nice. And I had a good weekend with the dogs. We missed you.
I missed you guys.
Yeah, I know you did.
I miss you all the time.
I know.
Because I love you so much.
Yeah, I know. I know you do. And I love you so much.
There we go.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, no. And actually had dinner at one of my coworkers' houses with the whole team.
I know, sad I missed it.
And it was very good. We had ribs, salad, asparagus, some dips.
She did give me a piece of apple pie because she's an incredible baker.
Yeah.
And I love it whenever she bakes.
Yeah, so she loves to bake, and I always kind of trick her into baking the stuff that I like. So, like, she'll ask, oh, what does this person want for, like, their birthday cake at work? And I'll be like, cinnamon bread. And she'll be like, really? And I'm like, cinnamon. And she'll bring it in, and they're like, thanks. Do you ever, like, make your chocolate cake anymore? And I'm like, oh. And
I'm caught.
I'm caught. But no, she made like this coffee cake for Thanksgiving.
So good.
It was so good. Yeah.
But
no.
she gave Jensen or Kenny a slice of apple pie and gave her direct instruction to do not eat it. This is for Nick. Don't touch it.
Yeah. She's like the work mom of all of us, and I had a piece of pie and she was like, I'm sending you home a slice for Nick to bring home to him. And I was like, he doesn't need pie. And those were my exact words. And I was like, what are you doing? And I was like, if you're going to give him a slice, are you going to give me a slice? She was like, you already had your slice. And I was like, oh, I'm eating that slice on my way home, Julie. And she's like, you better not. And then she asked one of the boys to text him and be like, make sure you confirm when you eat your pie. And I was like, okay, you guys are crazy.
Yeah.
But I'll eat that pie.
No, I saw it on the counter. And I'm going to eat it tonight after dinner.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I love pie.
But yeah, no. So I had a nice, peaceful weekend with the dogs and myself. Just me and the roaches.
You and the roaches.
Yep. But no, it was good. And then was hoping that you're going to be back because the plan was to either have you come play golf. We were supposed to do the podcast. You were supposed to come to dinner last night.
Yep.
So your issues with your airlines messed up my plans too.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I'm a independent woman.
You don't need no man.
I don't need no man.
But you love your man.
I love my man. I don't need my man. He needs me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
So, have you heard about the bad eggs?
You've been dying to talk about the eggs.
Yeah, I didn't know this was a thing until 5 minutes before the podcast started when I asked you about it.
Well, I've been very concerned, and I've been reading up on it because of how many eggs you eat.
Right. Tell us about it. What is it?
I think that you need to cut back on your eggs.
Well, maybe just during this egg crisis.
I think you need to cut back on your eggs. Period.
During this egg crisis, I agree.
No, I put a period at the end of my sentence.
So, what is the egg crisis?
So, some chickens there's been a breakout of the bird flu. No, I'm being for real. It's funny, but it's real. So what they had to do is they got rid of like a large percentage of chickens, like laying chickens, that they had to,
So the chicken eggs could give me bird flu.
They're sick chickens.
Right, so I'm asking.
It's just like mad cow.
With beef, yep.
With beef.
Yep.
It's just chickens. Bird flu. But yeah, no, bad eggs, bad chickens, not good. Eggs right now are close to $1 per egg.
We can't afford that on a budget.
If I catch you buying eggs as much as you do,
I'll have to buy the liquid eggs.
I'm bringing your wallet to work with me, and I'm disabling if you have Apple Pay.
I don't know how. I tried setting up Apple Pay.
I know you don't have Apple Pay. That's so funny to me. But yeah, no, you can't be buying eggs like that, and can't risk it when there's the bird flu out there.
Well, yeah, we'll wait until the flu passes through.
If the flu passes through,
yeah,
green eggs and ham.
Same I am. Yeah.
Same I am. 1 fish, 2 fish, 3 fish, blue fish, something like that.
1 pound fish. Hey, ladies, 1 pound fish.
What book are you reading?
That's not a book. It's a TikTok. Justin says it all the time. 1 pound fish.
I don't know what you're talking about. But even if the bird flu is gone and the eggs are still $1 an egg.
Well, yeah.
For a dozen for 12.
Yeah, agreed. I agree.
$12 for a dozen?
I agree.
We're not doing that.
We're not going to do it.
We're not doing that.
We're not doing it. I'm not going to buy $1.
Look at me in my eyes. We're not doing it.
We're not doing it.
You're not.
I will try to be more cognizant because I don't check prices of eggs when I buy them.
You're not buying those eggs.
I'm not buying expensive bird flu eggs.
No bird flu, no pricey eggs.
No pricey eggs. Heard.
I'm serious.
Do you think the eggs in the...
Probably bad. We're throwing them away.
There's like over half a dozen left.
Throwing them away. Gone. Bye.
What am I supposed to eat for breakfast tomorrow?
Grapes?
What am I, a bird?
No, because you're not getting the bird flu. We have a lot of grapes in there. You can get cereal, yogurt with granola. What else? A smoothie. What else? Peanut butter toast. We don't have bread, but...
I'll keep my eye on the eggs. If they look sickly and they're expensive...
You don't know what sickly eggs... You would eat an egg off of the floor? You would eat a floor egg.
Depending on how long it's been on the floor and what floor it is.
You would eat a floor egg, any floor. I know what you would do.
Any floor? No.
I know where you've eaten before. Grime.
Where? Tell me where a grimy egg I've got.
Anywhere. Name all the places that you've had eggs.
Diners across the country.
Yeah, grime, nasty, gross.
Diners are the best breakfast.
Roaches and rats.
Do you know when I get my haircut, I get breakfast next door at the American Diner every time?
No, because you don't tell me anything and you hate me.
That is crazy. But yeah, it's very cheap. Very cheap breakfast, delicious. The ladies are very nice.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
Yep.
Yep. Also, we talked about it the other week, about the time that my phone was off and I was out in the city and I was coming home for Uber and it died. Guess who pulled the same sad story?
No, mine is
weekend?
very different, first off.
Very different. Your location was off, you didn't text me, you didn't update me, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I haven't heard from this cat. What is he doing? call him, hello? Oh, I've been sleeping. With who?
You're insane. I literally texted you the update. But you also, at the same exact time, sent me the photo to post for the podcast.
You were like,
so
oh, I'm on my
up.
way home. I'm going to get in the house and then just automatically pass out.
I was tired. I needed a nap. And she's like, your location is off. And I'm like, no, it's not. And I cycled it a couple of times. And she's like, it's still off. And I was like, okay, let me cycle it again. And it popped back up.
You're saying cycle like it was like, oh, you're refreshing the page.
Well, no, I stopped sharing, shared it again, stopped sharing, shared it again. Is my location back? I wonder if it had something to do with the flight.
It had nothing to do with the flight.
Did you get a notification that I turned off my location?
Yeah.
You're a liar. Now you're making me out to be a villain.
You want me to pull it up?
Yes, from when I turned it off with you on the phone.
Yeah.
I'm saying before that.
No, it was never off, but you can turn your location off when you're being suspect. I do it.
Excuse me?
When I don't want you to know where I'm going.
How do you turn it off without giving a notification?
You turn it off and Find My Friends. Just say, hide location.
But doesn't that send an alert to everybody you have a...
I'm not...
Why are you hiding your location?
When I was Christmas shopping. That was the last time I did it.
I didn't turn mine off, and I was napping.
When I go see the oil man.
You haven't seen the oil man because I bring your car in for an oil change now.
You don't know what I do? I don't need to get an oil change to see my oil man.
Leave the oil man out of this.
No. I got free oil changes now, but I'm still going to go see the oil man.
You're outrageous.
No, I'm not.
Outrageous.
Hey. But yeah, there's mad chickens out there.
Mad chickens. Bert's taking a nap with
R.I.P. the chickens.
with his location off.
Yeah. You don't even want to know what my sister and Justin were saying. They were just being crazy.
No, I took a nap. I got back from the airport and I was like, I need to lay down.
Yeah, I get it. It was so exhausting.
It was. It was. It was indeed.
So.
But I won't buy any expensive eggs and I won't buy sick eggs.
No sick eggs, no expensive eggs. Don't ever turn your location off again.
I didn't turn it off.
Yeah, we all know that you did.
You think me of all people, I'm going to hide my location from you? That is false and you know it. You know it.
What are you hiding from me?
I took a nap. I answered the phone from a nap.
Yeah?
And then turned on my location immediately. And it was at my parents'. Oh my gosh.
Interesting.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know what to say to you right now. Don't ever do that again to me.
Maybe say, yeah, I know you would never do that.
What?
Turn off my location to hide where I am.
Yeah.
You could say that.
Say what?
That you know I would never turn off my location to hide something.
I don't know what you do.
Oh my gosh, you're ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Who are you rooting for in the Super Bowl?
The Chiefs.
No, you're not.
Yep.
Why?
'Cause I don't like the Eagles.
Why?
Don't like them.
You like the Chiefs?
I don't like either of them. But I think it's kind of cool that they're possibly setting a Super Bowl record.
They don't deserve it.
Yeah, I don't like the Eagles. I don't like either of them. I don't care who wins.
Don't root for the Chiefs. Ugh. How?
I can't stand Mahomes. Can't stand him. Or his wife. Or their entire family, frankly.
So you're going to root for them.
I don't like the Eagles.
What do you know about the Eagles that you don't like?
It's my brother's team.
Okay.
And I don't like my brother.
So. Alright. We're not rooting for the Chiefs. You can root for nobody except for the halftime show. I don't know.
Who is the halftime show?
Kendrick Lamar.
Bring back Beyonce.
This guy, before we started this podcast today, he was like, you know what's been living rent-free in my brain for a couple weeks? And I'm like, I have no idea where this could go, direction-wise. And he was like, Beyonce's halftime show, it was what, Christmas?
Yeah, Christmas Day. That was fire.
Granted, I did watch it on repeat on Netflix for like at least an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, people are upset on TikTok over her getting Country Album of the Year for the Grammy.
Cowboy Carter.
Cowboy Carter killed it.
Who do you think had a better album this year?
I mean, I think Posty did a great job.
He was on her album.
Right.
So he got it with her.
I think Lainey Wilson did a great job this year.
Yeah.
I think Jelly Roll did a great job this year.
Are you just listing off the top of your head, or do you truly believe that?
I truly believe that. I think those other three who are also in the running for it also deserved it.
I didn't hear who was in the running.
I think those three and maybe Morgan. I don't know.
Beyonce, Jelly Roll, Lainey Wilson,
And Posty.
and Post Malone they were all for Country Album of the Year.
I think so.
That is insanity.
Yeah.
I
think. Don't quote me, but
I think Cody Johnson had the best Country Album of the Year.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know who exactly was nominated for it, but
That's my opinion. That is crazy. She deserves everything, in my opinion.
a lot of upset people about it, like taking it to heart, like
crazy.
they were on the album of somebody else and they didn't win.
She had like 25 people on her album.
Right. Yeah. And again, I think Cowboy Carter was great. Great. Again, it's not your average country song. Times are changing. If we look back to, old time country to, new time country, it's very different. Times change and they're continuing to change. Music's evolving. Free Wheezy, Did you see Kanye West got kicked out?
Yeah.
Him and his wife? Because she was nude?
She was nude and they weren't
He
invited.
never even got invited. Yeah, that's crazy. They showed up.
Yeah. Actually, Julie was obsessed with the outfit.
Whose outfit?
The nude
His wife?
outfit. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
But yeah.
But she may not be country. People are like, she's not country.
No.
She is not a country artist. But what does it say as a person who is not a normal country star to come in, create a country album, and win?
Well,
I think that says versatility and talent.
so like Taylor Swift.
T-Swizzle.
Let's talk about
When she first came, she's not country. She's pop country.
Exactly.
Yep.
But she started off a little bit more country-ish.
Yep. Teardrops on My Guitar.
Yeah. And then went straight into pop.
Yep.
Does no country.
Yep.
But like at the same time as people in that realm were like, this is not this. Okay.
Right.
You want twang.
Right. You want
You want bluegrass.
Right. You want the old school. And again, it's changed. It's changing.
Yeah, I don't know. There's different forms of country. Jelly Roll isn't full country.
Right. No.
And he talks about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Post Malone, not country. People love his country stuff.
He's done everything.
Everything.
He's done
versatility, talent.
Rock, rap,
Yep.
country, pop.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yep. I think they're all great artists. And all can be one winner. And if
It's
Queen Bee
like-
took it, Queen Bee took it.
She is the queen.
She is the queen. She looks shocked.
Yeah.
She was shooketh because supposedly if she got country album of the year, she thought she couldn't get like overall album of the year, which she also won.
Yes.
But that's crazy. And then you see her man's hair. His hair was crazy. He had like some thick locks.
Yeah, he's had that for a while.
Yeah. Has he been doing music much?
No, Jay-Z?
Yeah, Jay-Z's like not doing as much, is he? I mean, you don't have to, but
Do you think that they're a part of the controversy with Diddy?
I don't want them to be, but
Neither
they
do
might
I.
be.
I would care less if he was, because he's a scumbag, my opinion.
I think he's
I think Jay-Z's a scumbag.
I think he's a scumbag. I think a lot of people in the music industry are generalized as scumbags and are general scumbags, but I don't think any way he was on any type of level of Diddy.
How could you have the queen and cheat on her? Point blank.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Have they ever had like issues in their like marriage, like publicly?
He's much older than her too.
Right.
But no.
And I also love how Blue Ivy's all a part of her stuff now.
Yeah.
I found out why. She always pushed to be on tour with her mom, and her mom was like, "You're not ready. You know, you need to learn the things, like whatever." Mm-hmm. And she said that the reason she pushed so much was because her parents were always traveling, and she never got to spend a lot of time with her parents. So she did all sorts of classes and got to a point where she could be a part of her mom's tour, so she could spend more time with her. I was like, "That's awesome."
That is crazy.
But yeah, that would suck. That would tarnish everything they've done.
Yeah.
But I hope not. But it seems like everybody in that industry, like you think of, what's his name?
Who?
The white dude who had the island, Jeffrey. He had the island, and he died in prison, but everyone was like, "Oh, they killed him." Epstein, yes. How like politicians were involved with that, and music stars and actors, like something that large scale in that type of industry, I feel like connects a lot of people, and who knows if it'll ever come out, but.
And he had a lot of parties. He had a lot of people like connected to him without being connected to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
now that would make me very sad. Yeah. Not on the Jay-Z end, but on the Beyonce end. But like.
But again, if she's been a part of it, shame on her. You're not the person everyone thought you were.
Nope.
Which is sad because, again, she seems like a great artist, a great person, and if she is, that's going to be a huge disappointment. But
like you think about it, and you think about fame, and nobody can like the people that talk about it can't relate.
Right.
Because it's like you aren't that person. Yeah. You don't have cameras constantly in your face. You have no sense of privacy. You have nothing like that. It's just like that's why so many people fall off and go crazy.
Right. Do
different things. But like you never know.
No.
And for a secret that big for it to go on for that long.
Right. No, absolutely.
Is insane.
Yep. And there's still a lot of speculation and with that fame comes money, and with that money comes power. Like, you know, in that P. Diddy documentary, they talk about all these lawyers and representatives that have been, you know, trying to sue him, and it was hushed or paid off or, you know, didn't go anywhere because of threats or fear of, like, being killed. Like,
right.
That's scary stuff.
Yeah.
That's scary stuff. But should we go into our 2 questions written in from the Discord?
Sure.
So Renee wrote in, Kenny, what were your thoughts when Burt wanted to go full-time with streaming, scared, nervous, excited? And I know we've kind of talked about it, but we kind of get that question a lot when we open it up.
Yeah. I mean, it's a deep tunnel, deep canal, deep hole.
All right, dive into it.
No, not like that. You're villainizing me.
No.
We get it quite a bit, and like there's different ways to like talk about it, and I've talked about it before, but I always go back to using like the scenario of being like, I could care less if you were the guy that does the trash. Right. I don't care what your job is, as long as it brings you a level of happiness. I was excited for you by all means, and I was nervous at the same time because of what streaming and actually playing the game does for you.
Yeah.
But that's always been the case, especially when we lived together and you weren't streaming. You would play with your friends, you would play with other people, you would do different like coding, you'd do all of this stuff, and you enjoyed it.
Right.
Like that was like kind of your thing where you just like were to yourself and mind your P's and Q's kind of deal. And it was like that when you went on deployment, you got yourself a computer to do it over there, and then came back and you just kind of built all of your things and your set and all of that. So it was always exciting to watch you like enjoy it, and it was something that you did just to like enjoy and disconnect and do all of that. And as soon as it became a job, and even if it was part-time, it was exciting. It was fun because it was another realm of connection with, you know, a community and stuff like that. But once it went into like the full-time, it puts a lot of pressure on you to perform, to be successful, to do all of the things. And that was the biggest thing that made me nervous, because most of the time when that happens, it takes the fun out of it.
Right.
And it takes like the level of like disconnecting away from it, because then at a point you're like, I can't disconnect because this is my job.
Right.
And it's no longer something that you get to enjoy. By all means, you enjoy your job.
Yes, thankfully. I'm very lucky.
But there's times where you put a lot of pressure on yourself to do it or not to do it, and it's like, it's going to have its ups and downs and its ebbs and flows and all of that. And I've always been a big advocate of, like, do whatever makes you happy.
Right.
And do anything that makes your days feel more fun.
Right.
And as soon as it becomes something else, I've always told you that I will advocate for you to stop doing it as a full-time job.
Right.
But we are very, like, open and transparent about it. And there's times where you feel like you want to stream, but you don't because you and I haven't had enough time together, or we've had a lot of time together and you want to stream and maybe it's slow one night and it's busy another, but, like, it's a business and you enjoy the business and you enjoy that lifestyle. And I think my biggest concern to this day is just not finding the joy in it.
Right.
And it just being like a job just to make, your income and your lifestyle, and you don't actually find it enjoyable.
Right.
And, like, don't get me wrong, as we all have our days, is like, I love my job.
Right.
But there's days where I come home and I was like, I hated that.
Right.
And, like, we all do it. Everybody does it. It doesn't matter what job it is. But I would say that I've always been a big supporter of whatever you want to do. I will support, unless if it's astronomical and ridiculous and silly.
Like deploying, saying I'm going to become a cop, do security, armed security somewhere in the area.
Yeah, no, that is dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. You won't be doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm very lucky. And I was kind of talking to my parents about, like, everything going on with the military and separating, and they're like, well, there's a possibility that if I get out a certain way in the military that I will only be the sole beneficiary of some benefits. And one of the reasons I served for the longest time was to ensure that my future family has benefits. So that kind of hit me hard of a what if, and it's not in stone yet, of, what if I'm the only person and I worked 13 years and served for so long not to get my future family benefits. And my parents were like, well, how does, Jensen feel about that? How does Kenny feel about that? And I was like, honestly, she wants what's best. She's not here, she's not, pushing me to be like, oh, well, because you only stream in the evenings, you could get another full-time job and we could have more money and get a house earlier. Like that's never been the case. Or, she's like, you have never once been like, I think you should stay in so we get those benefits. Like it's always, always, always been like, whatever's best for me, whatever makes me happy. And to a degree, money doesn't matter. Like whatever we make in a month, we will figure it out. We will adjust our life. We'll adjust our budget. We'll adjust our lifestyle. And I've always had that support from you, even when we were friends. Like, you didn't dog me for playing video games. You didn't dog me for, having the boys come over and play video games. Like, it was always just like, this is something for you and you enjoy, and it'd be silly not to support it.
Yeah. And I mean, it's like, who am I to judge the things that you enjoy?
Right.
And who am I to judge the things that you do for a living?
Right.
It's like, I play golf for a living.
Right.
Like, that's crazy to some people.
Right.
Like, and it is what it is. And by all means, my job is not just playing golf. Your job's not just turning on a camera and
playing a video game.
There's a lot that goes into a lot of things.
And I think it'd be very different. We've kind of talked about it of like, hey, let's say I didn't have the amazing community that I did. And I was like, I'm going to figure this out. I don't have a lot of money coming in. And I'm just playing video games 8, 10, 12 hours a day, ignoring, our relationship, our life, our house, our dogs. Like, that becomes a very different story.
Right.
Like, if I, worked full time and then came home and just played video games every minute that I was home, it'd be very different. But no, I'm very thankful for your support and understanding of all of it, because one of the doctors that I saw this weekend was asking, like, what helps you? And I was like, honestly, when I play video games or I stream, and when I put the headset on and I'm interacting with people, everything kind of just goes away. Like, to a degree, it's still there. It's still in the back of my mind, but it's a great distraction. It's a great way for me to interact with people, because people write in all the time of like, hey, you get my mind off of things, like watching your streams help. And it's the same thing for me. Like, people say I'm an outlet to them, but streaming and playing video games is a huge outlet for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's the give and take of it, and I think that that is a huge proponent in, like, what I support. And, you know, burnout is a big thing, because anybody that does something, like, so engaged and so, like,
Frequent and repetitive.
yeah, it is, like, you're gonna find yourself getting burnt out.
Right.
And, like, it's the same thing with today, is you landed, I was going to play golf, so I call you, and I'm like, what's your plan? And you're like, well, I have to get stuff ready for the week, and blah, blah, blah. I'm exhausted, but I'm going to turn on my computer, I'm going to do this, this, and this. I was like, well, how about you just take a nap? How about you just sit down, unpack your bags, put a load of laundry in, sit with the dogs, relax. I was like, it's going to be there in a couple hours when you allow yourself to, like, slow down.
Yeah.
And it's going to be there tomorrow. It's going to be there the next day. But, like, after a long weekend with bad travel, with going back on base, with dealing with stuff that is very, very hard for you, there's no point in coming home and diving yourself into it. And that is something, and that's a conversation that we've been having for a long time, even all weekend, is it's not about me. It's not about the people. It's not about that. It's about you and what makes you feel good.
Right.
And, like, there's a lot of conversation about, you know, the future and, like, us not having benefits and, like, a future family not having benefits. Is that I don't care.
Right.
I didn't get into a relationship with you being like, military, free benefits. It's like, no.
Right.
If it, like, and the way I explained it is, it was a job. It was a job that you've had for 13 years. You devoted your life, you devoted everything to it, and you got hurt on the job.
Yeah.
It's just like people that get hurt on the job, they don't get their full benefits, and they get workers' comp, which they get partial of their salary.
Yeah.
It's literally no different against the stuff that is going on with you.
Yeah.
And, like, for me, is, like, we haven't been together since you got in the 13 years, and it's not like we got married at the age of a crisp 20 to 21.
Right.
And we're like, oh, these are our benefits, and now they're getting stripped away from us. It's like, it's a very different conversation.
Right.
And that's a huge reason of why you didn't fall into the stigma of other military people.
Right.
But regardless of what you do, I'll support, and I'll always give my opinion where it's due, but I never am like, you're a fool for doing this. I just explain a perspective, regardless if it's mine or if it's yours.
Right, and it's hard for me in the sense of, like, everything you're saying is 110% valid, and we will, no matter what the issue is, or if it's a struggle or a hardship, like, we're gonna figure it out.
Right.
But, like, my biggest thing, and I know you know this, is, you know, for the length of time that I served, the only thing I ever really harped on as to why I was doing it was to get my future family benefits. Mm-hmm. And to think, and again, it's just a possibility, we don't know the exact yet, we're still waiting to hear, but to think that, you know, I served for 13 years to not be able to get that 20-year retirement and get all those benefits, to then have nothing for my future family. It's like, what was the purpose of serving for 13 years to only get benefits for myself? And again, the benefits that I have right now are great, and they could be a little bit better depending on if I do get the med board. But to think of the possibility of working so hard for so long and going through the things that I went through, all working towards getting my family future benefits, and then being like, actually just kidding, like, that sucks. Like, that hurts my fucking heart.
Yeah, and you used words that I also hate that you use, and you know this, is you said, how am I supposed to provide if I can't give my future family this? And I'm like, well, you can give your mental health with it being better. You can give your well-being. You can give yourself, your time, your compassion, your love. All of the things that make you you are the things that you are going to provide to your family. There's people that don't have health care. There's people that pay for health care. There's people that have good health care. There's people that have bad health care. There's people that are everywhere, and the benefits that come with paying for them versus not will always be there. And yes, you worked very hard to set a plan and get to that point, but you never projected to be in the situation that you're in either.
Right. Yeah.
And it's way more important for you to be happy, healthy.
No, and I agree 100%.
And get yourself into a better situation.
Right.
Than to be concerned about the future of somebody else's health care.
Yeah.
Other than your own.
Yeah, and I know obviously I can provide more than just, benefits to you and a family. By all means, it's just a lot, and it's wasn't expecting it. I think that's what hit me the most, and it was just like, holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we'll figure it out, but it's just a lot, and I'm obviously very, very thankful that, again, you weren't like, well, we need to figure that out. Like, we need benefits for us in our future. Maybe you need to stay in, or maybe you need to figure something else out. Like, it was never that, and I'm very, very thankful for that.
Well, I also bust my butt for my benefits.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because in my brain, I busted my butt. I want benefits for my family, so my family never has to pay $1.
Right.
But, next question.
It's going to be a long one. I mean, we probably will have to do parts of it.
Parts of what?
The next question.
Oh. Biddy wrote in on the Discord and said, my husband and I did this when we were at the beginning of our relationship. Where do you see your relationship in 1 year, 5 years, and 10 years?
You want to go first?
Sure. Where do I see our relationship in a year? Mm-hmm. I think our relationship... What?
Don't say something stupid.
What would be stupid, that what I would say?
Nothing.
Nothing would be stupid?
Nope.
Then why would you say don't say something stupid?
Because now I'm nervous and I didn't want to say anything first.
Well, hopefully in a year we can have worked on our budget and we're, that much closer to buying a house.
Yep.
Maybe we'll be engaged.
Yeah.
Why is that funny?
Nothing. It fucking freaks me out.
It freaks you out, yeah. Maybe we'll be engaged. I don't know.
Yep.
But hopefully we've got, our finances continue to be lined out and we're preparing to buy a house and move and just continue that. Where would you like to see us in a year? Well, the people might not know. Why don't you tell the people, what do you think?
In the next year, probably considering buying a home.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why y'all handsy over there all of a sudden?
You're making me nervous and you're making me sweaty in the palms.
Why?
I do think that in the next step of our relationship, we'll probably end up getting engaged at some point. Mm-hmm. We get asked that.
We do get asked that a lot. Between that and like when you having kids.
Similar. Kids are...
Yeah, kids
that
are like
like 5-year plan.
Yeah, like take a football and just kick it as far as you can. Nothing close.
But yeah, no. Kids 5-year plan way down the road.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. We were actually talking about it at dinner last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Lewis's wife, Kirby, turns to me and she was like, "So are you guys getting engaged this year?" And she was like, "You're inviting me to the wedding, right?" And I was like, "Obviously I'm inviting you to my wedding that is non-existent at this point." But yes, goodness. Kirby, thank you. But yeah, no, I can foresee that. I think between that and potentially buying a home, I think that's really for our relationship-wise.
Yeah, what about you as an individual?
Me as an individual?
Yeah.
Like for me?
Yeah, like in a year you want to, like, whether it's work, personal.
I don't know. For me, I want to be head pro at my job.
There we go, yep.
But yeah, in the next year, I definitely want to officially, with the title and everything that comes with it, climb the ladder.
Yep.
Kind of in the position without the title, without all of the other stuff that comes with the title. Mm-hmm. So hopefully in the next year, it's not really up for debate. Like, it's more of a, like,
Making it happen kind of thing.
We're going to
When.
do it
Right.
or we're not going to do it and
Right.
I'm going to move on kind of deal.
Yep.
Which everybody knows. I don't hide that. I
Right.
don't put that underneath the rock and
Hide it. It's not a secret.
nope. But I'm working very hard towards it. I'm so close yet.
So close.
Feels so far.
So close.
But yeah, no, I foresee us taking the next step in our relationship in that sense.
Yep.
In the next year, I think that my family's moving here.
Yep. Which is exciting.
That's huge.
Very exciting.
Which, for all of the things that we're planning for in our next phases, makes me happy.
Absolutely.
Brings a sense of comfort that
Yeah.
I never knew that I needed.
Yep. Absolutely. I'm excited about it.
I don't really like talking like 5 to 10 year plan because
It's a lot. Like, it's hard. I feel like that's tough.
it's
Like,
like
I could generalize.
so many things can happen.
Right.
But no, I think at 5 years to 10 years between the two I obviously think that we will be thinking about having kids.
Right.
We'll be in a home.
Yep.
Biggest thing is making sure that we're happy and healthy.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Five,
hard.
10 years is definitely tough. Like, even just, like, personally. Within the next year, I feel like I've always kind of mentioned it, but never really put much thought into it. I would love to open up another type of small business. Like, I really like the entrepreneurship side of work. And I think I want to somehow get involved in that. And, like, whether it's another small business, separate from streaming, something local, or, get involved with another project or another small business and, like, help start that up or something. But I think that'd be, like, a lot of fun. I think that'd be really, really fun. And then 5 to 10 years, no idea. Again, obviously, I hope we're in our, dream house and we're planning about, a future with a family. And 10 years, I'll be 41.
Woof.
Yeah, that's crazy. 41.
Yikes.
That's crazy.
In a year I'll be close to 30.
Yeah.
That's gross too.
I'm still close to 30.
No. You're going away from 30.
Right, but I'm still close. You round up at the halfway point, 5, so I'm still closer to 30 than I am 35.
Yeah.
So, no problem there.
Yep.
But yeah, I'd love to start another small business.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
I think it would have to be in the sense of like a project with multiple people, because I think right now obviously is not the time to be like, hey, I'm going to start a business and sink $20,000 cash into it. Like, we're trying to build up our life. That's why I think if it's a project with other people and it's a new business and it's like a joint effort, I think that eases the initial burden and only helps us get where we want to go.
What kind of business?
I think of like, when me and my dad and me and my family were thinking about buying, a black car service in Vermont that was possibly going up for sale. And, when we were talking with the gentleman in New Orleans, and he's like, start small. He's like, that's what I did, start with one SUV and one car. He's like, if you got the demand and you want to expand it, expand it. Everyone has to start somewhere. I think, obviously Charlotte is a huge hub for that kind of thing with all the private airports and the, events and celebrities and, just black car services are becoming a much bigger thing. But something like that, I think I would really enjoy. Like, I love the logistics behind it. I love the planning behind it. I love the customer service of, like the VIP experience. Like, I love that. I did it for the Air Force with convoys and motorcades and, VIP details and stuff like that. And then working for a car service in Vermont, I think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe.
Who knows?
Who knows?
But yeah, those are our plans for now. We're not going to look too far ahead. Give me one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's that kind of wraps up episode 11 on this Monday.
11.
That's
what Goozer says.
Goozy, miss that boy.
Yep. So, 11.
11 in the books.
In the books.
We didn't really save any time for questions, so we apologize, y'all. But Thank you for joining us on this Monday when we're usually on scheduled programming for Sunday. But we will be live on Sunday. I don't think we have anything coming up to prevent us from going live this Sunday.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
We don't know, but I think we're golden. We should be back on Sunday on our
It's the
regularly
Super Bowl.
scheduled. Oh, it is. So maybe we do one early?
Yeah, let us know. Write into us if you want to see us earlier in the week, and then we'll just post on Sunday.
Yeah, or maybe just a earlier pod on Sunday. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let us know your thoughts. Yeah, like what Kenny said.
Give us a plug.
Give us a plug. Let us know what your thoughts are.
No, you give us a plug. You.
Oh, give us a plug.
Yeah.
I was like,
you.
what are they plugging?
You.
But yeah, again, for those of you who are following us live here on Twitch, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you all for the follows, the resubscriptions, the biddies. And for those of you who are listening on Apple, Spotify, or YouTube and are like, what are follows, cheers, and biddies and subscriptions? We film this live normally every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern on our Twitch page, twitch.tv/thebklounge. But this podcast will be available hopefully later this evening on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, all that good stuff. Check out our website, thebkloungepod.com. And follow us on Instagram, Kenny's Instagram, my Instagram, the podcast Instagram. Like, share, subscribe to our YouTube, rate us on Apple and Spotify.
Click the download button.
Click the download button. That one is huge. If you have Apple, Spotify, even if you listen to us every Sunday, please head over to the Apple or Spotify app, click download. It downloads each episode, and it helps us expand the podcast portfolio. So.
And leave us a review.
Yes, leave us a review. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know what you guys want us to talk about. Let us know what's good, what's bad, all that good stuff. We want your input because we want this to be as fun for you guys as it is for us. But
yeah.
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 Any last words, Kenneth?
Love you. Bye.
Y'all be good. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
This has been the BK Lounge Podcast with Burt and Kenny. We hope you enjoyed your time diving deep in on wild topics, listening to crazy stories, and hanging out with us. We'll see you next week live on Twitch. Be sure to check out our website for all our social links at www.thebkloungepod.com. Y'all be good now, and we'll see you next time.